It is our thesis that nothing in life happens without reason. The foregoing is a live discussion with Anthony J. Hilder and LaSalle LaSalle, with Dwayne Walker as moderator. The information you are about to receive is based on a combination of 44 years of research and experience from two totally different perspectives, drawing the same conclusion. Our summary irrevocably substantiates that, politically speaking, things just don't happen by some strange quirk of fate. The late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt profoundly said, "In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way."
With the verdict day approaching in the trial of the 4 police officers who are accused of violating Rodney King's civil rights, there is a pall over the town. People are wondering, oh my goodness, whatever the verdict's going to be, will there be more civil unrest like there was last year around this time? Well, my guests on the program believe that not only will there be civil unrest, but they believe that it is planned, that it is a planned event, planned not by roaming bands of vigilantes or gangs, but by forces within our government who have it in their interest to create a climate of crisis in order to bring out some control of what our guests are referring to as the New World Order. We have LaSalle, who is a political advisor, and from Radio Free World we have Anthony J. Hilder. Now, Anthony, I'm going to throw the first question out to you here. Who in the world would want to create a system of crisis? Why would anyone want to have another riot?
Well, let's get down to the bottom line. On the Masonic temples around the country, we see Ordo ab Chaos, order through chaos. On the backside of the dollar bill, on the left, it says Novus Ordo Seclorum. Those individuals who want to bring about a new world order upon the ashes of American sovereignty. To do this, they have to create crisis, and they then give us order, a new world order. They set blacks against whites, Jews against Gentile, rich against poor, the women against men. They are in the business of crisis creation. They are in the business of Hegelian politics. So by setting these various groups together fighting, they can be in a controlling position. They present the thesis, the antithesis, and of course the overall synthesis, which is leading us towards global government. They want to bring us into a state of emergency. That's why the Federal Emergency Management Agency is talked about so much, so often, everywhere around the country. Is it to be a new Gestapo? Are we to have shackles and chains? Are we to allow this oligarchy of evil, this evilarchy, to control us? I say no, and we must join together. But it is really divided that we stand, and united we fall. If we were to eliminate our individuality, if we were to surrender all of our prejudices to a government that supposedly could give us everything we want, that government would be powerful enough to take away everything that we have. And of course, it is the dream of these megamaniacal maniacs, these Malthusian-minded men who want to reduce the population of this planet to a controllable level, to bring about this one world government. And a Illuminati, and you see the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill, the all-seeing eye, is not of our making. It was put on the dollar bill, yes, in 1934 at the insistence of Henry Wallace, for the purpose of showing their people that they had control over this country.
But in the process of our history, isn't this part of just a historical pattern? We're bringing in so many people of different races, different political beliefs, different philosophies, different religions, and we're together as one people, one nation, supposedly under God, voting. Isn't it just a natural thing that we would have conflict, that nobody needs to create the conflict? We can do it pretty well on ourselves.
No, this conflict that is being created is by design. It's a disaster by design. They want this town to go up. They want this town to be in flames. They brought in the National Guard. There were armed troops at Westwood and Wilshire Boulevard. The people were being arrested if they would drive their own cars. There was a state of emergency.
Point that really needs to be brought out here, Anthony, as you mentioned about the reverse seal on the dollar and the Illuminati pyramid. That is a very, very old symbol. It was not originated in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, there were writings dated back all the way to 1774 and 1775 where a gentleman by the name of
Adam Weishaupt?
Adam Weishaupt, exactly. Adam Weishaupt developed these symbols, and these symbols put on the dollar are giving subliminal message. If you look at Nuit Coeptis, which is right there on the top of the reverse seal, which basically means our enterprise is a success, and then you go to the bottom and you see Novus Ordo Seclorum, which means that the New World Order is what they are attempting to bring into a success. Subliminally, they have been telling people that they are going to control this country for a very, very long period of time.
Now, LaSalle, I introduced you as a political advisor, and you say that you have advised certain key people who are in governmental positions about this. What has their response been when you have confronted them with this story, which, from my perspective, seems pretty wild to me? How have they responded?
Well, he challenged George Bush, or he stood up and faced George Bush, and he hit the national, media, I mean, across the country from border to border and coast to coast.
Mr. President!
A Waco businessman awaits word tonight on whether he's the subject of praise in a letter abruptly delivered to President Bush. It came in the form of a letter delivered during the middle of a Bush speech.
I am from the community, okay? I have received the benefit of a message that you gave to Mr. Paul J. Meyer, or gave for him 11 years ago, an idea which is revolved around a concept called realize your full potential.
I challenged George Bush on nationwide TV because he gave me a pretty sound and firm position that he was for the people. Other indications that I have received were contrary, and I made contact with him, the White House, other cabinet members, Secretary Marlin Fitzwater, Secretary Louis Sullivan, and George Bush himself, and I got very little response relative to being concerned about the people and what they are really wanting, and that is freedom and success.
Well, he brought out this Novus Ordo Seclorum. The New World Order is not a topic that was originated in the mind of George Bush. It was the title of a book by Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler's second book, The New World Order. That's the one after Mein Kampf, and it lays out the entire plan. We are going along the same track. We're going along the same course of action with another trilateralist. What's his name? Bill Clinton. Let me lean over here. Bill Clinton wants